All right, first and foremost, I want to give all the honors and praises and glory belongs to my Lord and Savior, whose name is Yahweh by Sham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Maharakah, Kwadash. The name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, and the Son's name is Yahweh Shai, in who I reverence and honors to the apostles that are in the Holy Spirit and to the hopeful elect across the globe and to the very few brothers and sisters listening and also learning in the hopes of being saved within these last days. Okay, this lesson is going to be straight to the point. This lesson is going to be based. Yeah, I know I've got to be careful with my words, but so what? Even if they remove the video, I've got another page anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It's going to be based on the algorithm, what's really happening, because the elites, they want a human global database, and this is how they basically create the infrastructure. Let's first start from 1 Corinthians 2:11, and it says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So the reason why Satan has an advantage over a lot of our people, because they're ignorant, right? They ignore, right, the devices. And them devices, when you go into that word devices, Babakashah, excuse me, just a minute. Quickly get that word devices. And that word in the Hebrew devices is mashama, evil plan, evil plot, evil scheme. All right? So we're going to go to this word, and when you go to devices, check this out. It says a responder, right? A device, telegraphy, that retransmits a pulse or signal. A device which ultimately retransmits a pulse or a signal, right? And we know these agencies in Esau, he has all these things, right? So therefore, how do they know where you are? Easy. They could just do that by your phone alone. And if you don't have a phone, if you have a household, every household is what connected, which we're going to get to. Babakashah. And we have to get Revelations 13 and 16 as well. Excuse me just a minute. So it says a device. And when you look up that word device as well, hold on just a minute. Check what comes up. It says cordless electrical devices or appliances. Okay. With a cord, a string or small rope composed of several strands twisted or woven together. And that's what they use, right? So what they hire telecommunication companies and contractors to put up what? Your 5G. And why do they have the 5G? Because your 5G collects data. That's what it does. And on the end of that 5G, there's someone handling it, right? Turning it up, turning it down, and controlling the frequencies. So this is just a little rough note, right? I'm a better drawer than this, but it's just a rough note. Okay, I'm going to show you how things work easily. Excuse me just a minute. And let's get Revelations on deck as well. The devil's very cunning. Remember, Esau was known as a cunning hunter. Cunning hunter. Let's go to Ephesians 6 and 11 as well. Babakashah. Ephesians 6 and 11 and Revelations 13 and 11. This man is a cunning hunter. Cunning with what he does. Cunning craft. Right? Which goes into crafts work. Right? So basically, this is the dish. Excuse me just a minute. Just a rough note. So you have these buildings here. This is just a rough, right? Buildings. They're a bit wonky. So you have these buildings that I've drawn. You see all these houses and so forth. And the first thing I want to start off with is you have a grid box. Every town, every estate, wherever you are, you have a grid box. And you need these grid boxes because it controls what the electricity output and input. Right? So the grid boxes, that connects to what? Every household, every flat, every household. And it controls what the input of your electricity. Right? So that's why you have a grid. And with that grid, you're able to know everybody and get an idea of who everybody is within the neighborhood through a grid. Right? And we know the grids are connected with what? The internet. Okay? And I just put a little warning, stay clear sign. So this is the grid box. And on top of that grid box, I put a little camera there because some people actually implant cameras on top of the grid boxes as well. Remember, we're living in a it's like a communist state, all right? You have no privacy. And at the top there, excuse me just a minute, this is what you call the 5G, right? The cell towers, right? And this is, I've done it like this so it's in the distance. And within that, you have another one right here, a cell tower, a larger one. And on each side, you're probably thinking, what's these? These are the boxes that are implanted onto the cell towers. Okay. This is what you have. So you may have a cell tower here, and you may have one 10, 15 miles away. They still connect. You know what I should have done? Let me quickly do this as well. Let me put out. That's it. What I've done. Okay. So what I've done, I've quickly just added these lines. And these lines are the electronic magnetic pulses that it gives off. Right? So this is how everything's connected. And when you get the electronic pulses, it connects with what? The antenna. So this is a house and you have the antenna. Not all houses have these big antennas. But a lot of people that stick these things up in their house, a lot of these people work for government agencies. So these antennas that you may see up on these houses, what is it to do? Why do you have an antenna? An antenna receives, doesn't it? It receives and it gives off and it transmits energy, right? That's what it does. Remember back in the days, if you didn't have what is it? If you didn't have, I forgot the name of it. You would use what what's the thing called? A coat hanger. If you never had any signal, you would use a coat hanger, right, to get signal. Okay, so this is what they're using. So this antenna right here, this dish, I call it, this little dish is receiving signals and emitting and data. This is how people are able to spy on you and know what you're doing. It's simple as that. Now you have these cell towers. And like I said, these lines, these are the frequencies that are being emitted through the towers and receiving information in real time, right? Your household, and if you have smart appliances, say you have an Amazon appliance, everything on the Amazon appliance is coming right through here. Say if you have a device that controls everything within your house, because a lot of people are getting these. It controls everything in your house. You have your little smart meters. Well, it's receiving everything. They can tap into that through the 5G. Easy. And all they need is your password. And they're able to manipulate certain things in your house. Yeah, you don't need to believe me. Look it up. Right? And that's why even when you go online, what does it say? It says connected. Connected to what? What are you connected to? The Internet of Things. And that's exactly what it is. Things are changing. Right? And that's the whole agenda, what they want. And who's ever in the way of that agenda, they want them gone. And that's why you have a lot of things going on. And that's why you have these agencies set up to try to discredit us. Okay? So here's the cell towers here in the distance. And on this house, or should I say apartment, you have what? A dish. And some houses have dishes. Right? So with that dish, what that is, it could be a small dish, it could be a massive dish. What's it receiving? It's receiving energy. It's receiving data. It transmits, right? And it receives. So with you having these things, and it's not like you need a massive satellite, you can get rid of it. You can get rid of your smart meters as well. Just ring up your local company and say, look, I want to get rid of this smart meter. Right? Simple as that. But people, because people are none the wiser, they don't realize they're being duped. And you wonder why you have all these problems, why everybody's hacking into your... That's why. Okay. So this is a rough note of the Internet of Things. This is why wherever you go, you're connected. If you have a device, you're connected. Right? Just through this. Now let's go to Ephesians 6, Babakashah. Ephesians 6 and 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, right? But against principalities and against powers and against the rulers of darkness of this world and against spiritual wickedness in higher places. So what's Esau's spiritual wickedness? It's his tech. Yeah, the devil uses technology as well. Satan uses technology, right? Because he's not like the Heavenly Father. He's not all-knowing. He doesn't know everything. He can't be everywhere. That's why they need to hire people, right? That's why they need these satellites. That's why they need the 5G, right? To get an understanding of what you may like, what you may not like. And it's all on that database because that's what they want. It's in every city. It's in every city, every town, right? And therefore, when it says the rulers of darkness and principalities, the part of them principalities in spiritual wicked places is what? The net, right? The net, right? Because yes, Satan also works through what? Technology. You may be doing a video, you may have, and Satan, hinders something. So he can even operate through what? Tech. Media, which mediums are going to it all the time, which they use spells, channels, channeling, right? And really they get their orders as well from the high priest. It's not just from Satan. They get their orders from the high priest. The high priest tell them, do this, do that. They give them instructions, go here. It's very ritualistic. What these people do is very ritualistic. But the Lord's got them in a trap. Okay, so now let's go to Revelations, Baba Kashar. Yeah, this is just a rough note of how things are. Let's go to Revelations. But at the end of the day, you know what? It doesn't really... Yeah, it bothers you at first, but then it's like, all right, if people want to watch what you're doing 24 hours, that's... If people are that sad, we're talking about so-called grown-ass men. We're talking about so-called grown-ass men, grown-ass women. Right? If they want to watch you all day, let them do that. If they want to see you taking a dump, okay, then wiping your batty, let them do that. Right? These people are these people are lunatics, borderline psychopathics. And a lot of this technology, I was going to bring other stuff out as well. A lot of this technology, the government, the agencies have given certain technology, certain energy weapons to the regular citizens to use on innocent civilians that are exposing the truth. Right? Why? Because they're pieces of shit. Right? And there's always a woman as well. There's always this ugly ass woman at about 3 o'clock that parks outside the house with her ugly ass red hat on. She looks like a hippo. Right? Just go away. What do you want? Right? Let's go to Revelations 13 and 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And you should know what that is. Okay? You should know what that is. Okay? That's the RFID. Okay? What does that stand for? Radio transmission identification. It works off transmission. Energy. So they will need your energy. They will need to measure up what your frequency. I don't want to speak too much because I know they're going to try to cut down the lesson. But it doesn't matter. If they cut it down, I'll just do another one. Okay? We ain't going to stop this word. And that's what they want. That's their agenda. That's their goal. To get everybody linked up. And whoever's not linked up, they're seen as an outcast, basically. Oh, he's a terrorist. He has something to hide. And the people are with it. The people are with it. So they willingly give their rights away. The little rights that they did have left, they give that away. For a false sense of security. People are so stupid. And it says, and he calls with all, both small, poor, free, bonds, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. What's that mark? The charagma, incision, imprint, right hand or in their foreheads. Because ultimately, that's where they want it. Right? Everything, all this is just the structure, the infrastructure that's being built up. That's why now, most of your cities, they're called 15-minute cities. Right? Why is it called that? So therefore, you don't have to move. They don't want you to drive. Soon, they're not even going to want you to drive out of your local city. They want everything there to be for you. Convenient. That's it. Convenient. All right? So you don't have to move. You stay within that local jurisdiction where you are. This is how they want it. So they can keep a tab on everything you're doing. That's why they get pissed off. Have you noticed it? These people get pissed off when you move around a lot. They get annoyed because they want to see everything you're doing. Right? I should have put a car. I should have drawn a car in here as well. I'm going to leave it. But they usually have cars parked out a certain time of day as well to what? Measure frequencies of particular individuals that are in their households as well. This is what's going on. This is what's going on. We're in that time now. Okay. Revelations 13 and 16. 17. And that no man might buy or sell save that he had the mark. So you're not going to be able to buy nor sell. You're not going to be able to buy or sell. Right? Because even the stores now, what do you have? It's all set, the infrastructure is all set up. You have them scannings. And you know them scanners, soon it's going to be what? Fingerprint. No, don't put cash in there anymore. They're going to be shutting the cash off. Right? Look how much cash machines from 2016 until now they've done away with. Over what? 300 cash machines? Cash is being done away with. Cash is being frowned upon. That's why they're getting you used to using your phones. Non-payment with cash. Phones, cards. This is how they want it. Soon it's going to be hands. No man might buy nor sell, say if he had the mark or the name of the beast. So what does that mean? You're not going to be able to purchase nor sell. Because right now you can sell something, you can purchase something, and nobody else would know if it's done by cash. But they want to track on everything, right? Including your soul, right? So if you don't have it, therefore you're going to be labeled void, off the grid. Really, you're not really going to be off the grid because they can easily measure your frequency. Easily, they have the technology to do this. Your print, right? They have the technology to do these things. But ultimately, we ain't to be afraid because we know Yahweh Shai, he has the soul of his elect. So those that don't have faith will say, no, they can take your print, they can take your scan print and, all right, bro, it's just a rough print. It's just a rough print, right? But Yahweh Shai, he has you, right? So stop giving these people too much power, right? They think they're God, they're not God. They're mere mortals. They bleed just like you bleed. Okay? So this is what they're setting up. And so whoever don't have it, you're labeled void, off the grid. People are going to look at you like, even now, look, things ain't even really gotten bad. And look how people are acting. They're persecuting you for what you believe in. Can you imagine now if you don't get that chip? Can you imagine how they're going to act? Did you see how people are acting when you didn't have a mask on or you didn't get vaxxed at that particular moment? Did you see how people were acting? Because they're completely controlled. Completely. Okay? You had people spying on you. You had people that were phoning. If you had more than 3 people in your household, you had people that were phoning the police. So what was happening there? You had people policing, teaching other people to police other people. That's what was going on. That was the agenda. Right? You had people teaching other people to police other people, their neighbors. Oh, what, you got more than 3 people, bro? Ring up the police. Or stand 2 meters away. You see? This is what happens when you don't have Yahweh Shai, when you don't have faith. You believe anything. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is number of a man, and his number is 603 score 66666. Which the barcodes equate to 6666, right? Just like if you order something, what is it? Track and trace, right? So when you order, you got your track and trace payments as well. You're able to track that payment. It's all a part of the system. Now we went to that because we're going to shut off soon. Okay, and I hope this is edifying. Psalms 30... Is it 38? 37, fret not, fret not, fret not. This is Psalms 37 and 7. Rest in the Lord Yahweh Shai and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way. Yeah, he is, because these things need to be done. Because if these things weren't done, then the prophecy wouldn't happen. It wouldn't be prophecy because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. So we know this is a wicked device that he's bringing to pass. But the scripture says, fret not. Fret not. He needs to do these things. Remember, he thinks he's God. He wants everybody controlled. Everyone. He doesn't want anyone to have a thought process of themselves, to think for themselves, outside of the box. See, he wants you to think within this. Okay. But when you have these scriptures, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. So with this, I really hope this was edifying. Oh yeah, quick note. I noticed yesterday couple of individuals came in a van, right? Some, I don't know, contractors, what's the thing? Those that put up the lights on the lampposts, and they changed the lights. They changed them, what's them lights? Them LED lights that are basically incinerating people. And I'm spreading the word as well. A few people have known, and they're spreading the word. They're letting people know. So if you have these LED lights in your household and so forth, wherever they are, take them down. But one thing I want to say as well, to them individuals that replace them lights and put up, I noticed as well, the other lights that they put up were much more calm, right? They're darker lights, much more calm, right? I just want to say thank you, right, for that. It would be nice if you would do the rest. You can't just put up 2. You might as well put up the rest within the city and take down the other LED lights. That would be nice. I just want to say thank you as well, whether you were doing it for me or not. But I have a feeling they're watching the videos, because this word is getting out, and we need to expose all wickedness, right? So yes, if you have these LED lights, you can replace them with I think it's called incandescent lights. I have some myself, right? I could show you the light. Excuse me just a minute. I'm just going to pause. Check this out. I just got one as an example. I've got a few of these. This is called, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, an incandescent light bulb, okay? With obviously the filament in there and so forth. Now these, are they a little bit, all right, just a little bit, a few more pounds more you'd be spending. Just, that's all, right? And they emit more heat when they do, what's the word? Radiation, right? Because we know them other lights, the LED lights with their blue light filter, it's being the fact that they're damaging to health and it suppresses your melatonin. It's a fact. And really, they shouldn't even be using these lights, because these lights, have you noticed, they're horrible. They're bright white, horrible, they're like flashlights, right? These are better lights. It gives off a nice warm feeling, and they're more darker. They're not too dim, but they're darker, but you still get a nice bit of light. So they're cheap. You can get these lights anywhere. Incandescent lights, so much better, okay, than these LED lights, because these LED lights, they can be harmful, not straight away, but it affects what they give off, okay? So these are the ones you want, and not just, there's other ones as well, but look it up. You need to do the studying for yourself, okay? Study it for yourself. So these LED lights have been put up everywhere throughout the city as well, and they have sensors in them, and they're flickering. So what's the need for them? People are saying, well, they're cheaper. Yeah, they are cheaper, but this is the thing. These are sensory lights. So guess what? When you walk past the sensory lights, they zoom up on you because they think, oh, there's an intruder. So it's doing it to anyone that walks past these lights, whether you notice or not. These lights are censoring you, and they're zooming up on you, and they're attacking your flesh. These are military lights. Right? So who told them to put them up? Because we know the contractors don't put them up, and some of these contractors, unless the mayor says. And who does the mayor take orders from? The elites. So we may need to visit what the mayors, right, and tell them, why are you putting up these lights? Why aren't you putting up the other ones? And what they're going to tell you? Oh, because they're much cheaper. Yeah, they're cheaper, but they're more harmful. And guess what? You got enough budget. How much budget have you been given? And that's why I don't trust in politics. Is shambles. Because they keep saying, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, but they ain't doing shit. That's why you got to put your trust in Yahweh Shai. To just spread the words. Change your lights, get some incandescent lights. So much better. And these other lights, they're horrible. They flicker. They flicker. Why are they flickering? They're flickering. Right? Because there's an agenda. Right? To attack the masses. And it's a fact that it oppresses your sleep as well. It's a fact. And more people are waking up to this. Okay? Batteries running out. So with this, is there anything else to bring out? Is there anything else to bring out? Yeah, I just wanted to say yes to you, to them individuals that changed the lights yesterday. I see them. They put up 2 lampposts, but it was only 2 I see them do. Right? Yeah, change the other ones as well. Because they've also got others, highly dangerous ones within the field as well. Just where that snooker places. I don't know if it's still a snooker place. Right? Where they jump, where the gypsies are dumping all their tires. You have loads of military lights there as well. Change them as well. Babaka Shah. That would be nice. Right? So there is certain stand-up guys. Guys will say, you know what, that ain't right. Right? There is. Not every contractor is evil. There is guys that are saying, bro, I ain't having nothing to do with that. Bro, the Lord is dealing with stand-up men. Right? And the Lord will bless you for that. It's about doing the right thing. Okay? So with this, I hope this was edifying. And until the next time. Shalom.